Pixels glow and screens alike. Dorks unite, we'll take this mic. Game on, heroes side by side. In this world we laugh, we ride. Roll the dice and cast the spell. Tell your tales we know so well. Quests await where dorks prevail. In our voices legends swell. Press start, dorks embark. Lights out, we ignite the spark. Gaming nerds will never fade. In the land where dreams are made.
Good morning, everybody. I think it's just us two.
Everybody's not here today. It's my fault. I should have gave her warning, but I've been busy. As the name of the stream is, it's Boxing Day, and I named that fucking 2 or 3 weeks ago because I was moving, and I'm still moving, and shit's just been crazy. But welcome back to the Dorks Podcast. I am Dan, joined by my lovable co-host Koopa. What's going on, Koopa?
I've been waiting for this moment for almost a month, so I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's been insane. We moved to a new place. We have to set up the new studio. Shit would not come in on time. It just and then I tweaked my back because I'm old and I'm a fucking boomer, as y'all know when y'all watch this show. And
Boomer.
yeah, it just progressively got worse. It's been a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of shit's happened. Like, we have resolution on the Billy Mitchell case.
Yeah, and it's been, I've been keeping an eye on this ever since I first heard about the verdict, and woof.
Yeah, I feel like Carl hasn't come out with a response yet, and I'm waiting for that. But you and I kind of talked about it on your live stream the other day, and
yeah, we did.
I'm not fully in the camp of like dogging out Carl. There are people that said he never brought up the fact that it was about Apollo Legend, but he did. It was a defamation case. And, if you ever watch Billy's stream on it or his video on it, he basically said, yes, he accused me of, making someone unalive themselves and a bunch of other jazz. So like there was no misconception. My only issue right now is I want to know if Carl knew that wasn't the case, if he had actually talked to Keemstar, and more importantly, that of Apollo's brother, because that's going to really,
That'll bring some light into the whole crazy shit that's been going on with Carl. Because quite honest, I mean, I can understand not really sharing anything about why the lawsuit's going on, because that would actually be detrimental against you in the case of the lawsuit. So I mean, yeah, I just need to wait and see what's going to happen with the excuse me, brain.
What's going on, Chayton?
With what Carl has to say. Hey, Chayton.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate Billy. No, I'm sorry. I don't hate Carl.
You don't hate
Billy.
I
don't hate Billy either. I really don't hate anybody. But like, I think, look, let's look at the facts here. Billy has, in my opinion, been known to do some very fucking fugazi things. He's again he's been the whole. If you ever haven't seen Veritas's video on the whole situation as far as Billy goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which if I remember, because I forget shit because I'm a boomer, I'll put it in the description of this video. He pretty much outlines everything that Billy's done wrong and everything that's happened. And let's not forget, Carl has done some amazing things. Him and Mudahar, with what they did with the completionist. Just because this case didn't go in his favor and that, things were a certain way, give the man the opportunity to, put his side out And if you can agree with it, cool. If you can't, fine. But it doesn't change the fact that Carl has done some amazing work exposing horrible people.
Mm-hmm.
Now the light happen. It always happens, right? The pendulum always comes back around. Let Carl have his day in court. No pun intended.
Even though you already did, but I
Well,
think
the
from
court of public opinion, because that's a far worse court than any other court in the fucking world.
mm-hmm. So yeah, it's I'm just wondering if when the video actually does come out, if Carl's gonna say, "Yeah, I'm gonna try to appeal this case," and it's like, if you're gonna try and appeal
I would
to
rather
it,
him not. I'd rather him just,
don't.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
the big thing that Kino Casino said whenever you had me watch that video is that you put your wife and your kid and all this. Dude, you don't know his fucking family. So how dare you make that allegation?
mm-hmm. So
And I don't mean to dog out Kino Casino. I know that you like Kino Casino.
yeah, I do like I do like Kino. Like I watched their shit. Like they're the ones that kept me up to date with the whole Review Tech USA stuff, and more recently with iDubbbz. So yeah,
Well,
it's I
they-
do like those guys, and when they covered Carl, like I just kept up with it, and then looked into the whole the whole case and listening to the court ruling for myself to hear about what happened.
My whole
So
issue with them is that they already looked like they had an axe to grind. Like they were already being pissy with fucking Carl, and like they had already made up their mind before anything had happened. But where were they before? We didn't hear them talking about Carl or anything else. I mean, you watch them more than I do, but I didn't see them talking about shit. No, everybody that's dogpiling Carl now. Where were
mhm.
they saying all this? Well, you shouldn't have done this before.
I mean, it's mostly just, hearsay, they say. So they're probably going to be on the same boat as us. They're going to wait until the until Carl's video comes out, cuz from what he said, he's hoping to launch the video this week or this weekend, sorry,
But you said
about
you said they're gonna wait. But the video I watched, they were already dogging Carl from the beginning, from the jump.
yeah, but that's just my opinion
Yeah.
though. And you know how the internet is these days. They like to jump the gun
Which
a lot
again
of
is
the
a
times.
we can sit here and talk shit about the internet all day long, but yeah, it's like give someone a chance to defend themselves before it's not like he, and I hate to bring Gerard in this because I'm so tired of that guy, but Gerard had no defense whatsoever, and he almost was like begging Mudahar and Carl to not. And again, Kino Casino brought up the completionist, almost defending him. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, I think that's kind of a big, yeah. When you bring that up, that is kind of a pretty big L on them.
I know everybody's
But
gonna have their opinions and great, but let's like for once in all of fucking the internet and all the fucking bullshit drama, can we just wait? Can we be
mhm,
patient? And if y'all don't like what Carl has to say, cool. But I think after everything that Carl has done as far as being a content creator and being a human being, and with the fact that some of this stuff has led to someone unaliving themselves, whether it be because of Billy or not, can we just listen till we have all the facts before everybody starts pulling out their fucking torches and pitchforks?
mhm,
If,
yeah. I'm just
if Carl's explanation is not up to par, then I'm all with you. Everybody can talk shit and dog Carl out. He is a public figure, and he puts himself in that position. I
mhm,
would like to believe that he's not that guy. And in all honesty, I really do feel like he's a guy, as smart as he is, who got himself in over his head. He let his pride get to him, I think, and he went after being, gaslit up and built up to be this guy who's going to be the savior of Billy Mitchell's victims to, go and make comments and do what he had to do. Is that going to be the case? I don't know. I mean, I'm not Carl, but I am looking forward to his response.
mhm. Yeah, I'm just curious to see what Carl's gonna be saying about it. So so that's gonna be That's gonna be something to wait and see on.
Like I said, I'm a fan of Carl's. I've loved the work he's done. You know, he got me back into speedrunning. Him and summoning salts. I love summoning salts. Um, but it's a very fucked up situation, regardless. And lest we forget, Carl's been battling not only having a family, but he has cancer, or he had cancer in his remission, but he has fucking cancer.
I didn't even know that bit.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't sit there and talk about the stuff that's going on. He came out with a video because he was getting a bunch of shit from some other speedrunning groups that didn't like him because he was trying to help a guy who made a racist comment. It's a fucking video. I'll send it to you later. But yeah, they were making fun of him for being so pale, and he goes, "Yeah, because I have cancer, it's in remission or something like that. I do have cancer." They were calling him a cancer patient, and they were attacking his fucking kid and shit. It's like, bro, that there are levels to this, and that is way too far to go. That is not the place to go with that shit.
Yeah, that's just a little too much of a low blow right there.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But I see you have your Nintendo gear over there, and another thing we're going to talk about today is the fucking Switch 2. Woo!
Oh, boy.
Oh my God, the Switch 2 is a thing. What?
It's a major thing, and I hope y'all are ready. Hope y'all are ready to bust out your wallets, and here comes the soundboard. I was waiting for that. I'm not upset about that anymore, I guess, after spamming my own.
I know, after fucking with me on the last couple of videos. So
both me and Nerfy.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Nerfy, if you see this, we love you. What's your thoughts on the Switch 2?
Okay. I've talked about this on my stream, and I'm just going to say it. Like, I like the updates that the Switch 2 is going to have. What Nintendo is doing, on the other hand, with some of the controversies that are going on. Yeah, as Chayton says, $90 for a Mario game? What the fuck is Nintendo thinking with that price? Like, no. But here in Canada, it's going to be worse. It's going to be like $120.
Because y'all fuckers have monopoly money. That's why.
I blame the exchange rate still, but yeah, blame the monopoly money. But and
what's the price? Shane, what is the price of the system actually?
I think from what it said, the price of the system in the US is going to be $449.99 in the US, but here in Canada it's going to be about $630.
Well, let me ask you this. What was the price of the original Switch? Because I have mine right here.
For the original Switch, it was like $300 something in the US, but here in Canada it was like $400. So that's fuck? It's a drastic jump in price from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2.
Do you think that you're Canadian and I'm American? Do you think that has to do with tariffs and shit?
That's what everybody is speculating too, because from what I remembered reading in an article, that because a lot of the parts are from China for the Switch 2, that it's going to be affected by the tariffs for the Switch 2. So that's what I am thinking about it. But also this is just my own personal opinion. I think it's mostly having to do with the price of the tech that's inside the Switch 2.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as graphically, the graphical overhaul, it's not even close to what you would say the Xbox Series X is or the PlayStation Pro.
Well, dude, it's a Nintendo system. Like, Nintendo
fair, but what you're paying for are better specs, right? Yes. Okay. So they're adding Discord to it, and you can talk to your friends.
It's technically not Discord. Like, it's their own chat service for the Switch 2. And also, one thing that I've also heard that they are going to be doing, because their little C button, which is where game chat is, you're going to have to pay for it compared to using Discord, which I find so butt fucking stupid. Like, and this is really where I even had to rant about this on my stream. And it's like, if you really want to just use a chat service, just use fucking Discord. use Discord instead of Nintendo's own chat service, because using Switch Online, like, sure, like, if that's going to be on top of the service, fine. Like, you don't need to add an extra charge for just for me to use game chat. Like, if I want to use game chat, I'll just use fucking Discord to chat with people if I'm playing Mario Kart World with them, or if I'm playing any of the newer Switch 2 games. But that's really my own main issue is Nintendo is just being so fucking shite, is being so shafty about the whole system in general, and also just the price increase of the games, and also with the system itself. I mean, like I said, I think the bless you.
Thank you.
I think the updates to the system, like finally adding 4K support in the Switch 2, and then adding the 120 FPS for 1080p, I think that's a really much needed thing, especially for when you're playing your Switch games, like getting the upgrades for games like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I think that's a very much needed thing because those games work really well with a higher frame rate and much better graphics. But I think just in general with the price increase of the Switch 2, and also with the games themselves, I think that's just a little bit of a low blow, and charging for game chat, that's PlayStation bullshit right there. Like, I'm not paying to chat with my friends on Nintendo. Like, I can easily do that for free with Discord. So,
No, and I agree with that. I think that every fucking okay, so it goes back to so I have both Xbox. I have an Xbox Series S, and then Trips has I have an Xbox Series X, and Trips has an Xbox Series S, and we
mhm,
both have PlayStation 4s, and we still have our Switches. But each one comes with a different level of interactivity that I enjoy. I love the interface with PlayStation. I've always thought they've done a really good job making it very streamlined. I love the fact that you can literally stream to YouTube from your PlayStation, which makes it very accessible. Um, you can stream to Twitch with your Xbox, but they never got that deal with YouTube, which I always wondered why. You would think that Xbox would be all about that, seeing as it's a Microsoft company. I
mhm.
love Game Pass. I love the accessibility of Game Pass. I think it's a better setup than PlayStation's PlayStation Plus.
I
I
agree.
think that
Like, I think Game Pass is the much better service
I love the
compared
fact that I can
to
get on a
PlayStation
fucking
Plus.
computer. I can get on any computer, go to Game Pass with my Xbox controller, and I can play it right there and there.
Hmm.
I think that type of accessibility is amazing. Um, but they've brought different, niches to different things. And, I know Xbox has taken a lot of hits, but they seem to be open to the idea of cross promotion. Like there's a chance that we're going to see the fucking Master Chief on a PlayStation console. There's a
Yeah.
chance that we're going to see the Master Chief on look, we were this close from my understanding, like this fucking close to seeing the Master Chief in Smash Brothers.
Hmm.
Um, but Nintendo seems to be like taking 50 steps back, and it's just blowing my fucking mind. Like Nintendo used to be the kings of for the viewers, for the players, for kids, and it's just they shit the bed on this one. I really think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I agree right there too. Like, I think Nintendo is just fucking themselves over, which is what they're doing with this whole Switch 2 bullshit. Like, and now, because we were supposed to start, because Nintendo was about to start the whole pre-orders
Hmm.
series now. They've delayed it, but as for when they're gonna start the pre-orders for the system, who the fuck knows?
Well, I also think there's a lot of backlash coming off of it. Like I kids play Nintendo. Let's be honest. And if you're a kid at heart,
And some adults too.
well, that's what I'm saying.
But
But if you're a kid at heart, you go to Nintendo. Like you and I have talked about it. Ocarina of Time will go down as one of my favorite games of all time. I am not
mhm,
the biggest Nintendo player anymore. Yes, I have a Switch. Yes, you and I have played Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. There's a constant trope on this channel especially on this podcast about how you beat my ass at Mario Kart, etc.
Yep.
And it's all in good fun. But the idea that people are fucking, this is a money gouge. It feels like, I don't know, maybe they're not making the money they want to, but you're Nintendo. You're fucking.
But here's where it gets really crazy. Like, Nintendo made so many sales for the Switch. Like, so for them to raise the price that like that, I it's just bullshit. Like, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. Because they've made so many sales with the games that they've made for the Switch and also the system itself. So for them to say that they're running out of money, I think that's just stupid.
I don't think
really
they've
assume
said that. I just think they're trying to be more competitive, but your hardware is not nearly what the Xbox or the PlayStation produces. Those are fucking powerhouses. Look, let's be honest. Let's just call it what it is. The Nintendo placates to a niche audience. Yes, do some adults play the Switch? Absolutely. I'm not here to deny that. But a majority of a Nintendo's fan base are the younger set. They're kids. And you're basically pulling the original Fortnite shit where kids are going to steal their parents' credit cards to get their fucking Nintendo Switch too.
Their V-Bucks.
Get their V-Bucks and blah, blah, blah. But dude, it's not even fucking funny. It's sad that Nintendo has fallen right in line with this fucking same old fucking hierarchy bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I'm just hoping that with the delays of the pre-order, I'm just hoping that Nintendo changes their mind. But then again, it is Nintendo, and with how everything is these days, I don't think they're gonna change the price for the system, and also change the um and change whatever else is going on. Hello, faithful duo.
Hey, Faithful Duo, what's going on? I know it's early. Thank you for stopping by this early while we bitch about fucking video games and be fucking, as the podcast is called, dorks.
Yeah, we're being dorky.
I get it. We're bitching. Hi, Panda Baby too. We're bitching about fucking the Nintendo Switch and how expensive it is for no reason. That's another thing. Fucking $80 or $90 for fucking games.
Yeah, I think that's stupid. Like, that's just price gouging there. I mean, yeah, sure, there are a lot of modern video games these days going up to the $80 and $90 price range, but at the same time, it's like, what's the point of adding that extra charge there? So,
Well, and my thing is this: when the quality of games starts going back up, then I'll be glad to spend $90 on a fucking game.
mm-hmm.
It's fucking nuts. Okay, now I saw this on X, and they were basically saying that if you used inflation and like from the 90s to now to whatever, that we're paying basically the same amount back then that we would be now, and that the 40, 30, 40, $50 we were paying for a game back in 1998 or fucking 2005. Well, that's the equivalent of what $90 would be now. I was like, do not fucking justify this shit. This is ridiculous.
That's bullshit. And back in the day, we were paying way less than what we are today. So don't give me that whole bullshit of inflation and all that. No, you can take that inflation comment and shove it up your ass. Really, because
okay, I love this comment right here. Fucking get them, Faithful Duo.
40 euro, sorry, odd quid for a game, and there's not even a cartridge for it. The threat of not fully owning anything anymore is also ridiculous. That's actually 100% true. I think these days, like, not fully owning any games that you buy digitally, I think that's retarded. Like,
well, and I like owning digital. I like owning like
physical
copies. I do, because I like to add to a collection. I haven't done so in recent years because I've been a lazy fuck, and we didn't have the room at the time. We were living in a smaller place, and literally we were managing our space because that's how and I enjoyed that, but things change. We have a house now, and I can actually sit there and set stuff up, and I got a bunch of stuff in storage I got to put up in the office and all that. But there are collectors, and look, if you want to charge somebody $90 for a game, then they should be able to get a physical copy and a digital copy. That's how I feel. If you're going to do that, okay, then charge them for a physical and digital copy. Give them bang for their buck, something.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point right there too.
Thank you so much, Faithful. It's been a hell of a fucking ride getting here,
but he's here. He's broken, but he's here.
I am torn all kinds of fucked up. I'm beat up and a half, but we're making do.
Mm-hmm.
To my lovely wife, I know you're watching. Love you.
We
Get
love
home
you,
safely.
Tribs. I miss you. Come back.
And I like supporting this stuff. Look, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not broke by any stretch of the imagination, and I live very comfortably. That's due to a lot of fucking hard work, and that's due to fucking putting the time in. And it's just.
Oh, don't even get me fucking started with Adobe. Like, fuck
What was
Adobe.
this about? Tell me what this is about.
So, Faithful just says this, like, just like with programs like Adobe, we won't own anything anymore and held to ransom with monthly subscriptions. Like, that's really my main issue with Adobe. Like, you have to pay monthly or yearly just to use a fucking software like Photoshop or
Then
Adobe
they're not
Premiere.
giving you the bang for their buck. Now, I will say this. You and Trips and I all agree that Filmora is king, and they've done such a wonderful job constantly updating, constantly giving you new features, constantly giving you everything.
And you don't have to pay $300 to $200 just to get the updated version. You just get the update, and then you get the latest version. Which,
yeah, and like I said, I will if Filmora reach out to Filmora, bro. Like I will gladly pump your shit. You have done so much for us. Filmora, when I was doing videos and running the entire channel for my phone years ago, which you remember, I used to be fucking 350 pounds. I don't know. Yeah, no, I was 530 pounds. Sorry, fucking dyslexia. I was 530 pounds filming black and white videos in my backyard on my phone. And it was Filmora, thanks to fucking the king of Dunbar, if you know who I'm talking about. The
no,
Bubba.
you let me listen now.
Thanks to him for basically like using Filmora with a watermark on it. I was like, what is that? I checked it out, fucking fell in love with it back then, got away from it for a little while, started using a video maker, came back to it recently. Filmora has been just fucking chef's kiss.
It's just been great. Yeah. Like I haven't done any like making videos in a while, mainly because I've just been so busy with work and having shit get changed, like the prices because of the tariffs and all that, which me
and you are supposed to hate each other because of that.
Yeah, like let me just say this, like you do nothing wrong with, or nobody who lives in the States really do anything wrong except for your very tiny orange president.
He's not tiny, he's 6'5", and he's
what I mean.
Yeah, I know, but to be fair, he canceled it for 90 days, except for China.
Except for China, yeah.
He's tariffing China.
Yeah, he's still tariffing China, but he's canceled the tariffs for everywhere else, which it's like he's done this like ever since he became president. He's only done it like twice or three. Now this is his third time holding off on the tariffs for Canada and then Mexico as well, which can you just make up your fucking mind?
Well, I get it. Like I said, I'm not trying to turn this to a super political debate, but I can see both sides. I think that, and I'm glad that you're finally getting away from that dickhead Trudeau and that guy's.
Well, now it's somebody else, and everybody is still having backlash on Mark Carney now. But like, I don't really follow with the whole political bullshit.
Well, I'll say this: I'll be happy whenever you're the 51st state and you can come down here without a passport.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I'm still probably gonna have to get a passport if my province does become the 51st state. Like, that's really the only problem, because the rest of Canada is not going to follow suit.
I'm going to be jealous because it'll make y'all the biggest state in Texas at one point. Right now, I believe it's either Texas or Alaska is the biggest state in the union.
And think of it this way, like, at least with with the most popular town here in Alberta. Like, it's actually going to be a part of the States. Like, Banff and Jasper are going to be a part of the U.S.
America, and on Tango and Cash
America.
will gladly welcome their American siblings.
Mm.
But no, I mean,
But I don't think a lot of people will agree about Alberta becoming the next state of the U.S. But it's like, if it happens, it happens.
my thing is this, man. Just get this shit squared away, you know, because you're fucking wanting video games at this point. But no, like again, going back to the Switch too. Like when I pay enough for fucking PlayStation Plus, I pay enough. What's going on, Eric? I pay enough for fucking my Xbox Game Pass. Hell, I pay enough for my fucking Switch Retro Pay. Right there, just in all of that, we're talking around $600 a year for fucking subscriptions. Let's not even fucking talk about my Netflix, my fucking, my Amazon Prime, all this other shit I'm paying for. And that's just costs fucking money. And again, I'm not fucking struggling or anything, but
sooner or later, it's going to catch up.
well, no, we're pretty frugal, so we're not fucking robbing Peter to pay Paul or anything. But it's just to a point where I'm tired of fucking subscription fees, dude. Like this is worse than fucking cable.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I stopped really caring much for PlayStation Plus. Like, if I want to play on PlayStation, I just buy games physically, and I don't even have a PS5. Like, remember that I don't have a PS5 because because a lot of the games that I have,
I'll be on vacation next week.
because the games that I play are all primarily here on the PC platform.
Yeah.
And I prefer playing my games on the PC because at least with the PC, it already has like the high unlimited frame rates, and I'm not fully restricted to 120 hertz. Like, I'm not shitting on 120 hertz. I think consoles today deserve to have that higher frame rate, especially if you have a TV that does support the 120 hertz. But it's a little bit too little too late for a lot of these consoles, because I've been on the PC for ever since 2019, or way earlier than that. Like 2018 was when I officially started PC gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very well needed thing for me, because having that higher frame rate, and especially because I also have the Steam Deck as well. Like, I paid the price for a Steam Deck. I think it's a great little handheld, and I can play PC games on that little handheld, and it's been really great for me, at least, because I can play any game that I want. I can change the graphics settings on the Steam Deck,
Well, let me
or
ask you
use
this,
preset.
because speaking of the Steam Deck and speaking of Steam, what's your thoughts on the fact that Xbox might be going into a partnership with Steam?
I think that's actually pretty cool. Like, I think it's a well-needed partnership for Microsoft and Valve. Like, I think if they can have all of their Xbox games be ported onto Steam, then that's great. And even having Steam on the Xbox, that would be fantastic, because you can play.
God. And that would save people it's saving money.
It could save people so much money. Like, you don't need to be restricted to Microsoft's bullshit. Like, you can have Valve and Steam on the Xbox. Like, if you already have games on Steam, if you're a PC gamer, and you can instantly download it onto your Xbox, GG Valve and Microsoft. Like,
yeah.
that would be the best partnership that I would ever see.
Well, what blows my mind as far as everything else is, like, Xbox has gone out of its way to be more welcoming, dude. Like,
Yeah,
Xbox has fucking done so much as far as, like, cross-platforming, and look at Fortnite. Look at the current stuff with Halo. Look at them releasing Indiana Jones. Like Xbox owns Bethesda, releasing Indiana Jones to PlayStation. They're and people are saying it's a money thing. I don't give a fuck if it's a money thing. They're going out of their way.
Well, you know what people don't seem to understand is that at the end of the day, like with gaming and all that, it's all still a business. Like, sure, we as a consumer may not understand business, but at the same time, this is how reality is. A lot of these companies like Microsoft and all that, like what they're doing, like releasing all of their first party titles onto other platforms, that they're gonna make so much money they're making way more bank than restricting them to just one system, like what Nintendo is still doing, like ever since the 80s and all that. Like, if Nintendo can finally get out of that loop and start platforming their games and also releasing their titles, which is not going to happen, but only one person can pray and hope about that kind of stuff, or holy shit, emulation is going to be still the major king, and everybody's still going to make emulators for the newer systems. Like, I bet you once the Switch 2 comes out, people are still going to make new emulators for the Switch 2, and people will still pirate their games. Like, even though you may not, nobody likes it, and I know that you don't like that idea of pirating, but people are still going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a
regardless.
fan of pirating, but that's like teach their own. If you want to play that game, if you want to play that risk, fine. I've seen people's entire system, their entire fucking setup get bricked because of bad emulators. And
Well, yeah, it's because, well, at the same time, a lot of the emulators, like, they haven't been fully properly tested for the consumption of newer systems, but a lot of the times, like, some emulators have gotten way better, like, throughout time, and
no,
also
and I
with
agree, but
constant
again,
updates.
like what others don't understand, you just look at these guys as pirators and they're just stealing and this and that. But it's buyer beware, like whenever someone does an emulator or plays a stolen game, you don't know what's going to be on that program. You don't know what that software is going to look like. And if that software happens to be someone being a dick, you just bricked a $5,000 setup.
Hmm.
Done in one instant.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really do much emulation with the Switch. I mean, I've done it once. Like, I'll admit I did pirate Tears of the Kingdom before
You
the game
dirty
even came
fucking
out.
hoe.
Well, actually, when the game came out, but then when I got the physical copy of Tears of the Kingdom, I just stuck with playing it on the Switch. Um but my biggest regret about stopping the emulation for Tears of the Kingdom was that higher unlocked frame rate for Tears of the Kingdom, because that's still the biggest problem for the Switch, is that they're still restricted to the very terrible frame rate, because both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch are heavy games for that system, and it chugs hard. Like, it really bugs me as a guy who's played on PC primarily. But if that's something I would have to suck it up, or
I
to suck
think
up
that
with.
the versatility of the Switch has been amazing. It's not
Oh
just a
yeah.
regular console; it's also a handheld, and it does so much.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, no,
you know,
like, that's one thing I'll give Nintendo credit for when they launched the Switch. Like, that's what I really love about the system, is the portability. Like, I could just take it anywhere with me if I want to play a Nintendo game. But now that there are so many other handhelds, like I said, the Steam Deck is one. Asus launched the ROG Ally, and then there's the Legion Go by Lenovo. Like, there's so many new handhelds coming out that can play the PC games, and everybody is
I
also.
absolutely remember LimeWire.
Oh yeah, everybody remembers LimeWire. I actually used LimeWire as a kid, but as I was saying, with so many of these handhelds coming out, or with these handhelds already out, a lot of people are, the reason why it's so great is that you can emulate on things like the Steam Deck, and also on the ROG Ally, and also with the Legion Go. I think that's what really makes the handhelds, like those guys, just work so well. Raspberry Pi 3 and 4. And which does play emulated games. Hell yeah,
So,
man.
talking about handhelds, what are your thoughts on the potential that we're going to get a handheld Xbox console?
It seems like an interesting idea. I'm just hoping they don't do a PlayStation and restrict you to just stick to only Wi-Fi, and then you need to be close to a console, or to an
Yeah,
Xbox
and
console.
I have the PlayStation Portal. I thought it
Oh,
was a
you
nice.
fucking simp. Like, you're.
I thought it was going to be like a console, and look, the design of it's horrible. It's just basically a big screen between an Xbox
It's just
controller.
it's just like the Switch. It's just a PS5 controller with a tablet. That's really all that there is. But the problem is the grips are not removable for the PlayStation Portal.
And for their first shot, I think it was hold on.
A nice setup for Panda Baby that enables her to move with her Switch. I do love that it's so portable.
And again, I will give Nintendo that the innovations that they come in with that make a gaming console not just a gaming console but a family activity. There's so much, like I said, mobility with anything. And lest we forget the Wii, the nunchuck. Everybody thought that was the stupidest thing in the world, but how many videos do we have of people playing on the fucking Switch or the Wii?
And also them breaking their TVs.
This is true. But no, going back to like this Xbox portable thing and the PlayStation Portal, I simped out. I bought the fucking thing. I was a PlayStation guy. I'm still a PlayStation guy. I play more on my Xbox right now, but it goes in waves. I thought that was a novel idea. I thought PlayStation coming. I was thinking Vita. I was really hoping it was going to be like the fucking Vita.
But then when you found out that you're only stuck to just having to use Wi-Fi and you need to be near your PS5.
Actually, no. I was able to play the PlayStation Portal at my job, which was 15, 20 minutes away. I just had to connect to Wi-Fi and make sure that my PlayStation was on at the house.
Oh, I forgot about that part too. You need to have the PS5 turned on at all times, which is just so dumb. But
again, I will say this. There are people that have hacked the Portal and it has better capabilities. I just don't know why PlayStation was hamstringing itself. They were able to connect to Wi-Fi and all this other stuff, and it was just fucking amazing how they were able to get that to work.
See, for me, because I've actually taken my Steam Deck out of my home and brought it with me to work and all that, but being able to play my Steam games offline, and I can just play any game that I want. Like I've played Elden Ring on the thing. I've beaten Elden Ring on the Steam Deck. I've took it with me to work, and I've been playing Isaac on the thing with my mods included as well, and I haven't had any issues or had any hiccups using the Steam Deck with my without internet. Like it's actually been really great, really. Like I absolutely love the thing. Like
I think if anybody's gonna have a fucking killer fucking mobile console, it's gonna be Xbox. What they've done with Game Pass in the last year. I think they know what they're doing as far as that. I look forward to seeing. They've never had a handheld. The Xbox has never come out with a handheld, and they've always said basically it was because they wanted to get the kinks out. Well, I think they've got a hell of an opportunity here to make some real money on a side console.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm just and with the partnership that they're gonna have with Steam and Valve, like I think they're gonna try to make it the next Steam Deck right there, and it would be interesting if that ended up being the next Steam Deck version. That if they added like the Xbox support on the Steam Deck, and they also sold it on Steam as well, that would actually be just a major moneymaker for a lot of people. But if people like myself still have the original Steam Deck, or use the Steam Deck as a whole, and they just allowed you to install like the Xbox app and Game Pass and all that, I think that would just make the Steam Deck just way more desirable to use for me, because if I can download my my games from Xbox and then play it on my Steam Deck, then I can just play any Xbox game that I want on the go, which would be just so fucking killer.
You know what I've always liked about Xbox that a lot of people don't really think about? They are very customizable as far as like their hardware. Like you can order a custom Xbox controller. They're not making you buy it, but granted, it's a little more expensive. You can customize your buttons. You can customize your plates. You can customize everything that goes into a controller. I wonder if they were to come out with a handheld, if you could get something along those lines, customize your actual handheld controller. Yeah, I think that would be a killer fucking idea.
Yeah, and you don't need to spend a lot of money on the Series 2 Xbox Elite controllers, but this controller's been really good. Like,
and again, okay, I'll say this: do you remember when PlayStation, I want to say 3 or 4 came out, and they had the fucking boomerang?
Oh, when they did the concept of the PS3.
Yes.
Yeah, I remembered seeing that controller back when the PS3 came out, because I was actually in junior high when they brought the concept of the PS3. I remembered seeing the boomerang controller. Like if they like it would be goofy to see a boomerang as a controller, and then when somebody gets mad they could just throw it, and then if it comes back to them, that would just
Well,
make
and I always
it
thought
so
that
great.
Xbox, when they first came out, the original Xbox controllers. I don't remember if you remember the original Xbox. It looked like a
The
fucking
Duke.
VCR. It was huge. Like you could fucking commit a crime with that thing and break, you could rob a place with a damn how big it was. And they
Oh
had the
yeah.
Xbox with a giant Xbox logo in the center. And they had people that didn't like it. Xbox is so quick to, all right, we're going to go back in. We're going to change up the design. And they like whenever the first Xbox was that giant X when Bill Gates first debuted it, and
Hmm.
they simplified it. And I think for all the flack that Xbox gets, I think they listen to their fan base. I really do.
Yeah. Hey, Koopa and House of Rebellion. Hey, Watami.
What's going on with Tommy? No, Nerfy's not here. I think she's either still asleep or she didn't get my messages. It's my fault. I should have clarified that I wanted to do this early.
Should have mentioned it last night.
Yeah, I was working. Shut the fuck up. Don't judge me.
Hey, I'm just saying, dude. Like, I'm just saying. Shut up.
But no, I don't think Xbox gets the credit they deserve for how willing they are to change on the fly.
Yeah, and say what you will about Microsoft as a company, and I have many flacks with Microsoft, like with Windows and all that. But when it comes to their Xbox brand and what they're doing behind the scenes, and also with the system as a whole, I think what Microsoft is doing with the Xbox brand, I think they're making the right steps for the system as a whole. So I'm 100% all the way with what Microsoft is going to do with the Xbox.
So one of the things that I saw in the Nintendo Direct, and again, I'm a huge Dark Souls and whatever fan as
Oh, the
far as
new
like,
FromSoft game.
yeah, what do you think about that?
I mean, it seems interesting. Like I do want to give that a try, but if it's only strictly on the Nintendo Switch 2, that's gonna suck, and it's gonna be the next Bloodborne
Yeah, they're
for
saying it's basically a spiritual successor to Bloodborne.
yeah. But what I'm thinking, like if they're strictly going to gatekeep it and keep it only on the Nintendo Switch 2, that's why I'm saying it's going to be like the next Bloodborne, because people really want Bloodborne to come out on all platforms. They want it to come out on the PC. Like even I said it too. It would be great to, instead of strictly keeping Bloodborne on the PS4, why not put it on the PC? Like imagine how many people, imagine so many people really, like so many people want Bloodborne to come onto the PC. Like, and if they made a remaster version of Bloodborne and put it on Steam or even on any other system, FromSoft and PlayStation would make so much fucking money.
Well, I
Cause
mean, again, I think the Xbox is taking charge and shit like that. Again, Indiana Jones coming to PlayStation, things like that. Now, if you want to do a limited exclusive, like for the first, 4 months, yeah, Indiana Jones or this new From Software games on that console, and then it goes out to other people. I'm okay with that. But there was a time, brother, whenever we had like Sega games, we had Sega's version of it and we had Nintendo's version of it. We had a PlayStation
mhm.
version of it. We had the N64 version of it. And it's just we need to get back to that thing. I'm not saying that one console to rule all, or that PlayStation makes the hardware, Xbox makes the software. I'm saying, look, man, some people like the feel of this game, some people like the feel of this console. Can't we have versions of each one? Why do we have to be separate? Why can't we be equal?
I mean, I think because it means a lot of more development time, and also with more development time equals more money spent on the system.
You know what
That's
else? Development time equal more development time means better quality, which we haven't been getting lately.
Yeah, that's fair. But a lot of the times, like if they're going to be launching it on the same systems, they're all going to be the same game anyway. That's really where I'm saying with more development time means more cost on the company.
Well, see, I'll put it
So,
like this: Soul Calibur 2, excellent game back in the day, wonderful
oh
fighting game.
yeah, I actually have Soul Calibur plugged into my GameCube right now.
So Soul Calibur 2, you had Xbox, or I'm sorry, you had PlayStation, who
And you have
had
the GameCube version.
the GameCube version. And yeah, and you had the Xbox version. Xbox had Spawn, Nintendo had fucking Link, and PlayStation had fucking Hayachi from Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
Do that, and then maybe, okay, well, Tekken will release their character on Xbox or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. Heard about Switch 2 is now more pricey than the original system. However, now that the chat button is just inferior Discord. Yeah, we've talked about that. And I agree. Like, I think with the chat button, it's an inferior version of Discord. And I've even said it too. If you want to use Discord and you want to chat with friends, if you're playing Nintendo games, just use fucking Discord, because Discord's a much better just chat service, or just a better program all around. Like, why do you think PlayStation and Microsoft have Discord on the PS5 and the Xbox? Like, if Nintendo would have put Discord on the Switch too, I think it would make it a lot more worth it to use the game chat button.
Well, again, people start freaking out about Discord. It started out originally as a PC chat, a gaming chat. It wasn't, it's not this fucking freaky ass fucking monster that's trying to destroy you. It's a fucking gaming chat.
It's just a game chat service. Like, who the fuck cares?
No, you're good with Tommy. It's all good, brother.
Yeah, you're all good.
And then before we get out of here, I do want to talk about something. Are you an Elder Scrolls fan?
The only Elder Scrolls game that I've played is like Skyrim.
Okay, you knew of Oblivion and the cultural impact that Elder Scrolls Oblivion played on a lot of people.
Oh
right?
yeah, like I do. I mean, I have Oblivion. I just never really gotten into playing it.
So what are your
Sorry.
thoughts on the fact that they may just shadow drop that game, like at any point? Like, they're talking, it could be this week, and all the fucking leaks that like insiders are saying that game literally could drop next week, like that.
Oblivion?
Remake.
A remake of Oblivion?
Yeah.
I mean, if they're gonna pull the Skyrim move and then just keep the same gameplay features,
No,
and just
it's all so okay. So a guy, I cannot remember his name, but he's a notable leaker, and they said that all his shit's been up to point. He predicted Doom, he predicted a bunch of other stuff, and he was on the money. He said that he stands by the fact that Bethesda is going to be shadow dropping the Oblivion remake. Literally, when they drop it, like when they announce it, it'll be available for play. Like, no waiting, no nothing, just bam, it's going to be ready to go. Do you think that if this is true, right, if that idea is true, and this is going to happen, how do you feel about like companies shadow dropping shit instead of making us wait 5 years? GTA fucking 6, they just drop it instantly right then and there.
Well, I remembered a while ago, like when Persona 4 actually was coming to the PC, they technically shadow dropped it, but they also made it a big announcement about Persona 4, but I didn't pay attention to the whole Persona 4 update or just anything as such. But once they technically kind of did drop or shadow drop Persona 4, and then I played Persona, and that's actually kind of where I got into a little bit of the games, just not really heavily played them. But if they were to do that for Oblivion, and they did the changes instead of making it the same game, then I'd be on board with it.
I like the idea. I think it's different. I think it's it's instant gratification, which is basically what this fucking culture is into now. Everybody wants shit right now.
As long as they don't fuck it up, Bethesda.
Well, to be fair, if you shadow drop a game and you have no time to fucking and it just comes out, I'm more willing to be forgiven about something like that. Okay, you shadow dropped it. You didn't make us wait for shit. You just boom, there it is. So if there's flaws, they're using us to basically test it. Great, cool, I'm down for that. And so if there's problems, Okay, we'll patch it for free. We'll do this. We'll do that. They'll if they're willing to let us basically play test the game, and then
Mm-hmm.
they're willing to fix the glitches and the bugs. I'm down. One of my favorite games, and you know this, is 7 Days to Die, right?
Yeah.
So as far as 7 Days to Die goes, there was a money glitch, and I exploited the shit out of that because they basically the fun pimps basically let us play test their game on console. Awesome
Mm-hmm.
sauce. And I think that's the best part. I loved it when games were like the Wild Wild West. You go in there and you find these. This is how speedrunners figured out how to glitch Ocarina of Time to beat it in like 3 minutes. I find that I love speedrunning. I think I'm not a speedrunner, but I love to watch speedruns because I love to watch their strategies and how they come up with these ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But um I think that's cool, man. Let us fuck with your stuff. Let us play with your fucking software. Let us get out there in the mud and get dirty and shit like that with these games. And good, bad, or indifferent. If you're gonna patch them, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going, but we have 4 minutes left of the show. Um, we talked about Billy Mitchell, which
Yeah.
and the Carl Jobs thing. We talked about Nintendo and all the bullshit they're going through right now. We've talked about all this other stuff. What's going on with you, Koopa?
Um, I mean, besides just the Steam Deck and just goofing around with with the Steam Deck, um, I mean, you can see it just right there. I've started relearning how to play guitar, and it's a slow process, but it's been fun so far. Been playing a shit ton of Elden Ring as of late.
Dude, that guy, my buddy of mine, NF Punkster, he really got into it recently, and like he's going through the stuff that I went through when I first got the game. I haven't touched the game in over a year. I don't know, 2 years because I beat it in my old house. Love
Mhm.
the fucking game. I beat it, and when I beat it my first time, I was the Lord of Frenzy, the Lord of Flame,
Mhm.
which is one of the harder ways to beat it. But I kind of ended up going down that path. Um,
Well, what's also even equally hard is if you're basing your build off of doing faith and using light magic and all that, like a lot of enemies in the later portion of the game are all holy resistance, and it's rough.
well, and they even nerfed the shit out of my fucking blood build because I
Oh
use that
yeah,
with
yeah,
blood.
they rivers of blood and all that.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, but bleed is still one of the most
It's a
broken
viable it's a
parts.
viable option, but they're like I'm like fighting some of the fucking the sentinels is hard as fuck now because um fucking yeah, she
Yeah, and right now I'm going through New Game Plus on Elden Ring right now.
I
I'm
was I just like
I'm
I said I
going
might another game that I really want to get back into that I really loved and I think you would like it too if you got into it was Blasphemous. What a fucking run that was. That shit was fucking awesome. Um
Blasphemous?
Blasphemous.
Hmm.
You've never heard of it?
No, I've never.
So it's a 2D side scroller, much like the Metroidvanias. It is sick as shit. Look at the trailers for the original. I got it. I was able to play it on Game Pass. No, I played it on PlayStation Plus for free, and that game is just fucking wicked. I loved every bit of it. I just, yeah. Oof.
It's got like a Metroidvania style to it by the look of
What's going
it.
on, Sam? Yeah, it's just it was sick as shit. I want to play Blasphemous 2 if I have time, but again, like from moving to my job to everything getting squared away, it has been a fucking nightmare.
Oh, I could even
Hurting my
say
fucking back really fucked me up, but
I could
you
even
know,
say this too. I kind of also may or may not have started playing through Cuphead again.
me and the boy have been playing that shit too, and it's been that game will always have a soft spot for me.
Yeah, I still have not beaten Cuphead yet. Like
What?
I just got onto IO3
Okay.
on Cuphead, but but I have been just playing through Cuphead. I'm on IO3. Going through I've tried to fight the robot boss I almost
Jesus.
beat him. I lost. I rage quit, and then I started playing Elden Ring again. And then I'm just like, wow, Elden Ring's been a cakewalk.
Compared to Cuphead, yes. Me and the boy, we basically glitched the devil. So basically, I would die or he would die, and I'd just bring him back over and over again. So like, yeah, but it was awesome playing that.
Mm-hmm.
But
You know, I like Cuphead a lot. Like I've always been a fan of of the development of Cuphead since 2017
well,
when
when
it
it
first
came out, no one had seen anything like that. Anyway, but we will have to cut that.
everything because everything was all hand drawn.
We will have to save that for next week. We will be back next week. Hopefully, I will be able to get in touch with Nerfy, and she'll be here next week. I'm sorry she was not here today. She rounds out our trio of debauchery. So that being said, I love you guys. Thank y'all for being so supportive of us. The Dorks Podcast is back again. Yeah, it's my fault. I was moving and then again hurt my back, but we'll be back next week. I'm off all next week, so I'll be fucking tinkering with all my brand new toys here.
With my help.
With the help of Koopa, we'll be back. So love everybody. For Koopa, I'm Dan. We are the Dorks, and we will see you next week. Later.
Later.
Pixels glow and screens alike. Dorks unite, we'll take this mic. Game on, heroes side by side. In this world we laugh, we ride. Roll the dice and cast the spell. Tell your tales we know so well. Quests await where dorks prevail. In our voices legends swell. Press start, dorks embark. Lights out, we ignite the spark.